What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another edition of the Hard Count. Hosting, as always, it's me. It's your boy, Connie, alongside my co-host CJ. How we doing there, boss?
What's good, bro? It's good, chilling, man. Like I said, a long day. But,
A long, toasty day, bro.
Yeah, it's like I was saying, man. It's a hard desert out there, bro. It's crazy,
bro. Got us feeling like we down under with this humidity, bro.
For real.
Like I don't know what's going on. Listen. I'll tell you one thing. I ain't signed up for that, bro.
At all, bro.
I'm good. You can keep that.
Weather is wicked.
But of course, before we get into things, gotta shout the sponsors out as we always do. So, if you're into the betting world, make sure you go over to mybookie.ag and use code USM100 to double your first deposit up to $1,000. Listen, I'm watching some fantastic NBA basketball right now. Some not so fantastic Yankee baseball. Pretty soon I'm going to start crying myself to sleep.
Yo, who's up in that Sixer Hawks game?
The game is back on. It is. Now they got Joel stats. 61-59 Philly.
Okay.
They were tied at half. It was like 59-57. So it's been close. It's been close. But yeah. So if you want to bet on something, my bookie it is. As we already got Matt showing love as he usually does. Football Duo is back. You know what it is. What's good, Matt? Yo, Matt, if you want to be a legend, you can send this into the retweet chat and the football chat and tell everybody to hop on in. But that's just if you're feeling up to it. But yeah, so US 700 doubles your first deposit on my bookie. Next up, we have RxHemp. RxHemp-USM will save you 10% on your entire order. They got the pain relief CBD creams over there, so make sure you go and check them out. Of course, a little sore from life, I played a nice 18 yesterday.
Okay, yeah, I saw the pics in the chat.
Yeah, listen, I'm getting there. We're getting progress, baby. Now, did I shoot under 100? No. But according to my friend, the average golfer shoots a 108. Your boy shot a 107. So you can see me on the tour coming soon.
All right.
So, I hit the drivers actually straight a couple times. So miracles do happen, everybody. Miracles do happen. I can confirm it. So, yeah, I probably could have used a little hemp, bro. I gotta. Call me Phil, bro. Because I'm a lefty, too.
Lefty.
Just like Phil Mickelson. I golf lefty, bro. So, listen. See, it's weird. I'm weird, though. I've said this many times. But I'm actually a righty. But I throw righty in baseball, do everything righty. But golf and baseball, me and all my brothers, we're all righties, but we bat lefty.
That's crazy.
And my dad's a lefty and golf's righty. So we're all screwed up, bro. We're all screwed up. Yeah, RX Hemp. Go and check them out. Next up, we have the Teespring shop, teespring.com/stores/unwrapped. Go and check us out over there. We funnel all of our merch through there. So, if you want to support the network or support an individual show like ours, you make sure you go and check us out over on the Teespring side of things. And then you know what? I got the perfect thing for you. If you want a discount on that, you can go over to the Patreon, patreon.com/unwrappedsports. And the $1 tier, you just let us know you like what we do, which we appreciate you for. But the $5 tier, you get access to our Discord chat, which let me tell you something. We've been toasty. I'm talking 400 degrees for 20 minutes. Toasty with the bets recently. It's been unbelievable how much money we're giving away, basically, in that Discord chat. So you get access to that. You get 10% off that store I just told you about, and entered into an Amazon gift card giveaway. Well, I mean, what else do you want? I'll tell you what else you want, the $10 tier. Because you get everything I just said, except the 10% discount's now 20, and you get entered in to our signed memorabilia giveaway each month. Like, what else do you need? This month is a signed Mark Ingram jersey, I believe.
Oh,
so listen, $10. What?
Texans, right?
I think he's on the Texans now. I
Uh,
think so. The
Heisman Trophy.
the jersey is from his Ravens days, though.
Okay. Heisman
So
Trophy.
you know exactly. So if you like memorabilia, $10 tier, perfect time for you. Perfect time. And you know what? With that being said, we'll get into the news, which is why the people are here, of course, besides to see these beautiful faces. And of course, the big news: Julio Jones is now a Titan. CJ, I got a little upset yesterday on Gen Z. I'm gonna bring it down. I'm gonna let you go first. Just give me your reaction to it.
A little shock. Not from the standpoint of them being a team that could possibly get him, because we talked about this. We said they're definitely one of the top teams that could be able to acquire Julio. But you gotta respect the Titans front office pulling the trigger, making that move. You use a guy like Corey Davis in the offseason, you upgrade that and get Julio Jones. I mean, that's a night and day upgrade, if you ask me. So, from Atlanta standpoint, I mean, we knew this was coming. They wanted the first. I think that's why it probably took a little bit longer than expected. And then it didn't happen right after June 1st or the day of. And I guess teams, they weren't willing to budge on that first. Arthur Blank wanted the first, and teams were like, "Nah, we're good. We'll give it a second and a fourth." And it worked out for Tennessee, man. I mean, they had to make a splash, had to make a move. They know they were in the AFC Conference Championship game 2 years ago, where it was definitely in that game. But things happen, and they weren't able to get it done and lost to Kansas City. And going up against a team like Kansas City in the AFC, some of these other up and coming teams, the teams that are playing really well, you got to have talent on that side of the ball. So. It's a big move for Tennessee fans, for Titan fans, and we'll see where they go from here.
Yeah, like I said, I got a little angry yesterday because a second round pick and a fourth, and don't forget they got Julio, and they threw in a 6th round pick as well. So they even got a pick back. I mean, like you said, not really surprised because we knew that the Titans were one of the teams that were in on it. I just didn't think it was going to actually happen. It just didn't seem like a Titans move for some reason. Like I just can't picture Julio actually being a Titan. It just doesn't.
We're in number 2.
Also. Yeah. AJ Brown tried to give him number 11. He said no, thank you. So, listen, AJ Brown said he's going to be number 11 for life. I probably would be too. But yeah, like you said, I'm not surprised. I'm just a little taken back that it actually happened, I should say. So, I mean, then of course you get into the next question, which is, are they a contender? And, me and Josh talked about this yesterday, and I think it's hard for me because I think their defense is going to be awful. I mean, they lost Dory Jackson, Malcolm Butler. Clowney's not on the team anymore. I know he didn't play a lot last year or even at all. I'm not sure. But he's off the team now. Obviously, another year of people getting older. I just don't know how good the defense is. So it's hard to be certify them as a contender. Now, are they an easy playoff team? Absolutely. Because, I mean, and then this we can sort of almost get into another conversation we were going to have with the trio, but I'll wait on that one. Making them a contender, this is where I struggle because it's always, what is your definition of a contender? Is it a contender to make the playoffs? Are you only a contender if you can make the Super Bowl? To me, without Julio, they were probably, your typical Titans team, maybe, a wild card division round type of thing. I don't know if it really puts them over the top of that anyway. I could see them getting to a championship game. I could see a Super Bowl, but like I said, I don't have faith in the defense, so it's almost like how much do I actually believe in it? But What do you think? Are they contenders for you?
It's tricky. I agree with you in terms of the defense. Definitely brand new defense. Definitely a lot of young guys coming in there have to make an impact. In the AFC, you got to be able to stop these teams like the Ravens, like the Chiefs, like the Bills. I think those are the top 3 teams in the AFC right now. They're probably in that second tier, especially with adding Julio. It's going to come down to Tannehill. I know they got Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry rushed for 2,000 yards last year. Excellent running back, top 2 running back in the NFL. It definitely takes a lot of pressure off him now on both guys because you put 8 and 9 in the box. Julio and AJ getting a lot of one-on-ones. So that should give clear opportunity for Tannehill to have a really good season. And he also has an ability to run the football as well as a dual threat. So it makes the offense dynamic. But in terms of his decision making in the playoffs, you need high quarterback play. We've only seen a couple times over the last decade or so where we saw quarterbacks that aren't really that great win Super Bowls or get to the Super Bowl. You need a high level guy. You need a top 10 guy. He's played like that. If you look at the numbers, he's played like a top 10 guy, but I still wouldn't put him in the top 10.
Did you see his stats compared to Mahomes?
I have not.
Oh, let me see if I can find the picture. Oh God, I got a lot of pressure on me now.
But see, again, even in that, right? The scheme is completely different. So that's why stats sometimes lie. Like I said, they're a run-based heavy team, and they're more play action than anything. Once you take that away, can he make enough plays as an elite passer to get them over the hump? A la beating Kansas City, a la beating Buffalo, stopping the Ravens 2 out of the last 3 years again this year if they have that in their plans. That's what's going to come down to because those guys have top 6, top 7 quarterbacks. He's going to have to play like that, Julio or not. We saw Julio with a top 10 quarterback in Matt Ryan for a decade. And, they only got to one bowl, couple playoffs here and there, but you could call it not as successful as you'd hope it to be. In a division that it was competitive at a time, but it was really just them and the Saints for a little bit. So it's going to come down to Tannehill. He's going to have to make plays with his arm and his feet if they want to try to get to a bowl.
I found the picture. So this is in 24 starts with the Titans, and this is the last 24 starts from Mahomes with the Chiefs. So Tannehill has a QB rating of 114. Mahomes is 105.9. Tannehill has 6,080 passing yards. Mahomes has 6,983. So, quite a difference there. Tannehill has 61 total touchdowns. Mahomes has 56. Both have 10 interceptions, and the completion percentage is 67.7 for Tannehill and 66.4 for Mahomes.
Right, it's good numbers. It's good numbers. Again, you have to look at the scheme that Tennessee is in. Like I said, he gets his reads are a lot easier because of the defense that the other teams have to play in order to stop Henry.
It's 8-man boxes.
Imagine you put Henry in the backfield with Mahomes. His numbers are astronomical. So, not to take anything away from Tannehill. Like I said, he has a great second act in his career after leaving Miami. Made some big time plays. And in some big time games, they're gonna have to that division. They should be able to win the division. It's probably just between them and Indianapolis right now. Still too many unknowns in Jacksonville, and the Texans is a crapshoot. So, they're going to be battling for that division. I think that's something they should be striving for. I think the Colts defense is really good. They got some really good guys over there. So that's going to be a battle. I can't wait to see those games in the regular season.
Now, this is a football show, but D-Rose got a first place vote, bro.
First place vote for what, MVP?
Yeah.
Wow.
Can you believe that?
That's love.
I saw that. I was like, bro, people wilding. I think it was like the consensus fan vote, though. So, I don't know if that.
You always going to do that, man. You got so much support, just from the start.
Man, really got a first place vote, though. That's out of pocket, low key.
It's fans for you, man. Show for fanatic.
You know what? You're not wrong. Next, I mean, this is where me and you can come in, bro. Why another team's pulled the trigger on Julio? I can't figure it out.
Yeah, one, health. That's a key factor, and he has had injuries here and there. Hopefully, you would expect that to not be so much of an issue. Now he's on a team with a high-powered run game, so he doesn't have to do as much. Maybe the targets might be a little lower, but come playoff time, you might see those targets increase because you're going to need him to make plays, and we know he can make plays in the postseason. We saw that in that Super Bowl a few years ago. Yeah, one of the best catches in playoff history. Yes, and so you would hope the injuries go down a little bit in terms of his health. He's 32, and then second, it's the what happens after next year. Will the Titans extend him? Will they give him a long-term deal? If he has a great season, are they going to pay him top wide receiver money, 19, 20 million? I mean, that's what it's going to be looking at. He's a top 3 guy. That's probably why a lot of teams were a little bit reluctant. Those are, in my opinion, the top 2 reasons. I don't think the compensation was the reason, because you look at it's a second for next year and then a fourth for the year after. So it's not like teams are so constrained for not giving up those 2 picks for a high caliber player like Julio. So it's I think those two factors probably the main reason for why they didn't bring him in. He's not a prima donna, not a he's quiet. He's humble guy. You barely hear anything from him. Not really on Instagram, not on Twitter, anything like that. No social media. So
anti-KD.
yeah, exactly. So it was just probably the pay factor, and probably some of those teams they probably could afford him this year, but would have been able to extend him next year. And they probably didn't. They probably looked at it as, I don't want to give up a second and a 4. Even though it's a little bit dumb, because if you can win a Super Bowl, it doesn't matter about that second.
Yeah, you can give up a first. See, here's the thing: Super Bowl and winning covers everything up. Everything.
For sure. Yeah, you get one and that's it. I mean,
exactly. Bro, like you give up, bro. You could give up 4 first-round picks in a row. You win a Super Bowl in one of those 4 years because of that player. Instantly, nobody cares. Didn't ask. Like, you can have your first-round players. I got a ring on my finger for what? A first? Congrats. Like,
exactly.
So, I mean, I guess I can understand teams being hesitant. Obviously, he's not as young as he always was. How old is he now? Like
32.
Yeah, 32. Probably, as a receiver too. It's getting up there for sure. The injuries, and it's weird. It's not like the injuries have been like, a shoulder or maybe like his arm or something like that. It's been his foot. Like that's
lower extremities. Yeah,
like that's very important for a wide receiver. Probably more than any other position, because your job is to run and cut on your feet. So it's not like you can play through an upper body injury probably a lot easier as a wide receiver than a lower body one. That's why we've seen him out. I mean, between turf toe and just holes of this or that, or like you can't play through those things if you're a wide receiver. It's literally impossible to play through that. But I mean, as maybe a quarterback with a bad foot, possible, very possible. I mean, you're not sitting there running around unless you were Mahomes in the Super Bowl. Obviously you wouldn't be able to do it as a running back. Linemen, I feel like they probably can because they're just animals. But wide receiver, you can't play through injuries like that. So it's understandable. I mean, I think if you're holding back on making that trade because of the draft picks, I think you're out of your mind. I think you're absolutely out of your mind, because let me tell you, I said this yesterday. Patriots could have had the A++ offseason of all time if they do 2 things: trade up for Fields and trade for Julio. Because, listen, at the end of the day, if all they wanted was a second and 4th, and maybe they were leaning towards the Titans, if I was the Patriots, I would have said, listen, you guys are getting a second and 4th. How about this? I'll give you a first and a 4th. I would have given up a first, because here's the thing too, and CJ, you know this very well. Patriots have a late first-round draft pick. What are the odds that they're trading that bitch anyway?
That's facts, yeah.
70-30? I'd go 70-30 that they're trading it back. that they're trading back into the second round anyway. So who cares? Give up that first round pick because you have Julio with the offseason you had. You should at least be a 12-win team. That means you're at the end of the draft anyway. It doesn't matter. You're going to trade the pick anyway. So just give it up in the first place for Julio Jones, which is at a position where they have not been able to get anything right. They can't draft skill position players. Sony Michel, N'Keal Harry, I mean, the list goes on and on and on. So why take a risk with that later pick? Just trade it for somebody you know is a future Hall of Famer, a future first ballot Hall of Famer who still has time left in his career. It's not like this is – come on, bro. Pass ain't making the playoffs? Come on, bro. Stop it.
Hey, man.
Get some help. Where did that MJ meme? But anyway, like I said.
It was the contract and I think the injury, the potential extension for next year. But, I would have pulled the trigger if I was, New England, the Rams, Chargers. If I was one of those teams, I would have definitely pulled that trigger. And I feel like Tennessee felt like exactly what,
Bro,
felt
could
like
you
that.
imagine him on the Chargers? Him and Keenan Allen?
Yeah. So we'll see, man. But yeah, like I said, I respect Tennessee for being aggressive.
Too many talented teams in the AFC. Let's see.
I'll say about five.
Well, let's go with the ones you know are making it.
Maybe
Chiefs, you're making it. Bills, I know they're making it. Ravens, they're making it.
Cleveland.
Cleveland, I know they're making it.
I mean, you can throw Miami in there. They're talented. It's going to come down to Tua, of course, but they have a talented roster.
But do I know they're making the playoffs?
You could throw in Indianapolis in there. Yeah.
All right, I'll throw Indy. So what? 5? How many playoff spots are there?
7.
I think
that's what I'm saying. It's about 5. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Right there. I mean, it's going to be between Chargers, Patriots, Titans.
Chiefs, Bills, Patriots, Ravens, Cleveland, Indy, and Tennessee. I mean, hey, seems legit to me. I think the Steelers are going to be ass, so they ain't coming out.
Yeah, they're a wild card. We'll see. We'll see what's up. Najee Harris, Big Ben.
Bengals too far away.
Yeah. Bengals
Jags are far away.
Yeah, Jags.
The Jets are just not even relevant.
Yeah, they're not there yet. Like I said, Miami, Chargers.
And see, I don't have faith in Miami. I have no faith in Miami with Tua, bro. I'm not a Tua guy.
Just out already?
I've been out since college though.
Okay.
I know, bro. Like, you can't tell me that you get injured in college often, and then you're going to come to the majors. Jesus, I'm watching baseball. And then you're going to come to the NFL, and all of a sudden, playing against people that are bigger, stronger, faster, and not get hurt again. So I'm just not.
So it's a health thing, not ability.
Yeah, it's more of a health thing for me.
Okay.
So
hey, listen.
Here's my other thing too. How am I supposed to have faith in you when your own damn team don't? They taking him out in the fourth quarter. Oh, Raiders over Pats? The Raiders? Where the hell did that one come from? I don't even know if they have an offensive line this year.
They got to shore up that defense.
They literally cut every offensive lineman.
Yeah, they're always a wild card team, man. I mean, they have a good quarterback, but I don't know. Okay,
so how do you feel about Derek Carr, bro? I feel he's very disrespected.
He's good. Yeah, he's good. He's good.
Look at this. Look at this. Matt Skura just randomly popping up on the stream.
Oh.
What's popping, guys? What's popping?
CJ, this is the second time this man Matt has done this to me. Thursday, backstop banter, me and Matt and Michael talking. All of a sudden, I see Matt pop up. Just joins the show. Does it again.
Nothing much. I mean, I was just rolling through, watching it on YouTube, but then I saw this dude's comment pop up: Raiders over Pats, and I need to tell this man he needs to get drug tested ASAP. Who does he think the Raiders are? Now, if this is the first 10 weeks of the season, I'd say book it. But this ain't 10 weeks. It's a 18-week season, and we know what the Raiders do best. Start out hot, and then they cool off at the very end.
I mean,
Yeah, I mean,
listen, I don't got faith in the Raiders, so you don't got to tell me. But hey, everybody got their own opinion, and that my man HG be in the streams all the time. So there's much love on this side.
Of course, yeah. Shout out EG, bro. Always in my 2K streams as well. But yeah, I mean, the Raiders they're a wild card team. Like you said, they lost their O-line. The defense has been choppy. A lot of their defensive fix haven't really hit. So, I mean, of course, you know, I look at the hat I got on, look at the shirt I got on. I'm biased as hell, but I mean, it's like, I just feel like, you know, Bill, second year, brand new roster. That front seven, the O-line looks really good. Saw some OTA clips. You know
what I really liked what I saw today? Dante Hightower, Matthew Judon, and Oche just chilling, bro. Or Uche. Just chilling.
Calm, bro.
You
Calm
know.
down. Yeah, man. So
the band is back.
yeah, I'm rocking. You know, I'm rocking with my guys always. But I mean, the Raiders, they were what 8-8 last year.
Something
Stafford.
along that line. Stafford to
I didn't see
cup
that.
it.
I didn't see that. Yes,
I didn't see that, Christian.
I didn't see that on NFL.
I did not see that. I'm gonna have to look. Maybe because Christian brought it up. I don't know if I want to. Well, you know what? While you're here, Matt. Anyway, we might as well continue on. Henry Jones, AJ Brown, best offensive tree in the NFL. Yes or no?
Ooh, it's up there. It's up there with one of the best. But I mean, I just look at Tampa Bay and what they have in store. They're still the defending champs. You still got Evans. You still got Godwin. I don't care who their running back is. You have Tom Brady as your quarterback. I think that's the best offensive trio right there. I mean, you can say Kansas City as well. You can say Kansas City as well, just for the simple fact of you got Tyreek Hill, Travis Kelce, and whoever you put at running back, Clyde Edwards-Helaire. You know, that's a solid trio as well. I do think Tennessee is up there, but I don't think they're the best. Just because, I mean, I know Tannehill's been good the last 2 years.
That is true, by the way. He did go back.
Yeah, he did go back. I mean, Tennessee has gotten better. I feel like that with the addition. Oh, you need to stop it right there.
Boy,
what is Christian doing? But I just think personally, the Titans they got better as an offense. This was a good win for Tennessee, and I feel like this makes them one of the better teams in the AFC. I think this move possibly makes them the favorites in the AFC South. I mean that's how much this move means to them. And now to answer the question, if they are the top offense overall, no, they won't be the top offense overall. They're going to be hard to stop, but I think it'll be one of those where Tennessee's going to hover in the top 5, top 7 range of offense.
CJ, what you think, bro?
It's a lot of offensive trio. You got the Browns, you throw Chubb, OBJ, Landry. Yeah, it's I mean, throw your Packers in there, Aaron Jones.
Hey, that's only if Rodgers is there, all right, CJ.
Yeah,
that's only if Rodgers is there.
Jordan Love, baby.
Little caveat. You know, if your guy's there.
Hey, or Blake Bortles, like Matt LaFleur said, he did lead the Jaguars to the AFC Championship game, was a quarter away from the Super Bowl. So you never know what we got up our sleeves.
Or maybe a little Russell, DK, Tyler Lockett.
Sure, yeah, 100%, yeah, absolutely, yeah. But you know, this is a good one, man. This is definitely. I mean, gotta say top. I mean, on paper, you gotta say top 5.
Oh yeah,
This man, Henry rushed for 2,000 yards. Yeah, Henry rushed for 2,000 yards last year.
casually.
We know what Julio could do. And AJ Brown up and coming.
When healthy, though. When Julio's healthy,
right? Of course,
he's the best in the business.
Of course, exactly. And you know, I feel like, yeah, that's a dominant trio. That's a dominant trio right there. I mean, I feel like they complement each other extremely well. Like me and Connie just talked about, got to load the box. Those open up one-on-ones for both of those guys. Those guys, clearly beat their one-on-one matchups, consistently. So, it's gonna come down. It's gonna come down to 17 over there. Sure. You could slide him in there. I mean, he's a calm dual threat. He gets it done. Don't get me wrong. He gets it done.
And also,
I put him like slightly above. I put him above a game manager type because his ability to move around and be mobile. But again, like I said, he's gonna have to make those. He just got to take it another notch. And I mean, you get a guy like Julio. It's only got to.
Bro, Tannehill might be the definition of mid. Like honestly, and that's not even like a diss to him. It's just that. I don't think he's in the lower level of quarterbacks, but I mean, shit, he ain't in the higher one either.
He's like in the middle.
Yeah, he's like literally 15.
Yeah, like 15.
Would you
14? I'll take him over Cousins.
Oh hell yeah!
Yeah. Would you? This may be an interesting question, but would you guys say Ryan Tannehill right now was kind of like what Jimmy Garoppolo is when the Niners made it to the Super Bowl 2 years ago? Do you think Tannehill is going to be kind of like one of those situations to where just don't turn the ball over, either hand it off to Henry or...
I would say yes, but Jimmy could play off the defense. I don't think the Titans are going to be able to because I think their defense is going to be awful. So he's going to have to be better than that. They're going to have success.
Yeah.
But, I mean, as far as trios go, I might surprise some people here because of my love for Mr. Tom Brady over there. I think I'm gonna roll the dice and say it is. I think it is because it's instead of with Tampa, it's 2 wide receivers in your quarterback. This is 2 wide receivers, a running back, and then a solid quarterback.
Right.
So you have a top 2 in 2 very important positions in wide receiver and running back. Because I don't care what nobody say, bro. I'm taking Julio over damn near everybody. So you got Julio.
Yeah.
And come on, CJ. I saw that.
It's a lot of good guys. It's a lot of good guys. But yeah, he has all the skill sets. Honestly, to me, bro, I mean, I don't know. Maybe just because I was watching the highlights. I feel like AB is still elite.
Yo, until I see Steelers AB again, I can't.
I mean, that dude is just. I mean, you look at the numbers. But yeah, I mean, look again. It's a lot of guys. But you're right. Go ahead.
But yeah, and then you got Mr. 2K Derrick Henry over there, and like, because here's my thing, ready too, that they complement off each other, and that's the other part. All right, fine. Stack the box against Henry because you know they're going to run a lot. I dare you, because you're going to have Julio and AJ Brown to deal with. Oh, okay. You're going to play pass defense, obviously, because you got to cover Julio and AJ Brown. Oh, we're going to hand the ball to our bulldozer of a running back who just rushed for 2,000 yards casually.
Yeah,
what are you supposed to do? So I don't know. I think based off literally pray. I think based off the how they complement each other, that's why I think they're the best. Whereas in the Bucs situation, it's 2 wide receivers in your quarterback. Yeah. Listen, we're talking over. Listen, that's not even fair. If we're talking overall offense, the Bucs not even. It's like the Bucs, the Grand Canyon. The
Chiefs.
Nah, not even, bro. I need like the Grand Canyon, the Empire State Building with the Statue of Liberty, and then Chiefs.
Yeah, Bucs offense, is different, bro.
Like, bro, you got 3 tight ends, 4 wide receivers, and 2 running backs. I didn't know that we turned the salary cap off in Madden, bro.
It's like they're playing with Monopoly money. They're just like, or they're just like Oprah.
I'm playing Ultimate Team, bro. I'm dead ass playing like. Yeah. If this was a few years ago, this is what my Madden Ultimate Team would look like, bro. Literally,
100%.
So, and they just casually doing it in real life. Mm-hmm. So I mean, hey, listen, it's something to take a hold of. You know what else? Something that we're taking a very close eye on, and this is real close to Matt's heart. It's just funny that Matt somehow came on this show. Because now, listen, we don't share what we're talking about with everybody. It's just between me and CJ. But Matt just has a nose for it. He got the mind for it. He just knows when it's going to happen. Matt, your boy didn't show up for those mandatory workouts, Mr. Aaron.
I understand. You know, I'm feeling a little slightly concerned. Not too worried. You know, it's not September 12th yet, and New Orleans yet. As long as he's ready to play Week 1 in New Orleans, we'll be just fine. And I'm just glad the rest of the receivers decided to show up. Because I originally thought it was going to be it's going to be a whole boycott thing. It's going to be Rodgers and his receivers not going to show up. But I'm glad they showed up. I honestly think it is anything to concern about. You know, it's just Rodgers doing what he does. He's gonna hold out. Let him hold out. You know, it's when my only thing is I would only panic if it's like middle of July and he's still not there. Like if we're heading towards OTAs and he's not there, that's when you press the panic button, because that's when you get into the July and the August. That's when you're supposed to learn the offense, you know, play in preseason. That's when you get the ball rolling. So I'm not worried about it yet. I kind of figured he wasn't going to show up anyways, just because of the way how the front office and the QB are colliding. I just simply hope they work things out. And if I'm the Green Bay front office, you better not find this man. I mean, I know there's a thing where you say, if he doesn't show up, it's a fine of $93,000. But this is Aaron Rodgers we're talking about here. You already poked the bear by, 1, not giving him weapons, and 2, you know, deciding to trade up last year to draft his successor. So you don't want to poke the bear even more by adding on a fine. So my only thing is, as long as the front office doesn't fine him his money, hell, maybe if they restructure the contract, maybe add in those so-called fines into a signing bonus. And then
you want more money?
And then it'd be that. But, you know, I'm not too worried. You know, I would only be worried if this were OTAs and it's July and August that he's not there. But, you know, it's the beginning of June, and, you know, we'll just see how both parties combine. I will fully believe that he will be back by opening week, because if he wasn't, why would Bakhtiari and Jones sign with Green Bay? It wouldn't make sense if you don't have your franchise guy there. It just wouldn't make sense. So I believe he'll be back week 1. It'll be a matter of time, but by week 1, when the Packers play the Saints against Jameis Winston, Rodgers will be the starter week 1 at Green Bay.
CJ, you take it away here, guy.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just getting annoyed by it. I'm not going to hold you.
Hold on. Look at this. What a good-looking crew. Almost as good as the Titans will look this year. Tannehill MVP.
Whoa.
Wow.
Listen, hey, I don't have any room to talk because I had, you know, Mr. Pennsylvania's MVP last year, so I'm gonna let Michael live on this one. It went from Pennsylvania to Winston-Annapolis, so it's fine. It's fine.
Sheesh.
Yo, Michael,
Man.
when are you coming on the show, bro? Where you know?
Pull up, bro.
What's going on? Well, you don't like me and CJ? You got a show with me, Michael, so that means you don't like CJ? What a terrible guy. Terrible guy.
Yeah, and Michael, we could send you the link.
I won't stand for it. I will not stand for it. But anyway, CJ, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, this thing is just getting annoying, to be honest. It's like, I don't know, bro. Like I said a few weeks ago, they just got to come together and just talk about, hash it out. I mean, you know, expressing your emotions through the media is the worst type of thing you could do, especially in the NFL. I'm just fed up. I'm not even a fan.
Yeah. And I'm sorry, CJ. I want to add on one more thing. The GM said, Aaron Rodgers has divided the fan base. Well, no fucking shit, Sherlock. What do you expect? Rodgers to just sit here all quietly? It's like, you know, just drafted my replacement, you know, and I just lost in another NFC Championship game. I'm just gonna mosey on over, mind my own business. Of course, it's going to be dividing the fan base on one side versus the other. What do you expect? It makes no sense why the front office would even say that, just because it looks bad. Like yes, you may feel it inside, but you don't say it out in the media public because they're going to pick it apart and further divide the fan base.
Well, yeah, 100%. Yeah, exactly.
All right, pop on your show just like Rogers going to show up week 1. #nope.
Oh,
Listen, Michael, like I said, it's open invite whenever. So you let us know when you want to come on.
hey, at least the Packers go farther than your Cowboys.
Well, that's not hard. That's also this is a true statement. This is a true statement.
Whether we got Bortles or Jay Love, we still.
Sorry, see, that's where you lost me.
What you mean?
I was with you for a while, but if they don't got Rodgers, they might not even make they're not making the playoffs. So
just barely.
Nah, they're not.
We'll see.
They're not making it, bro. Anyway, you know what, CJ? I agree with you, bro. I'm not, this is one of those situations. I'm just done with it. We get it. Rodgers hates you. You hate him. Let's get together. Blah blah blah. But
what about the team?
isn't
that what we're doing this for? Right? I mean,
I'm carrying the Steeler love. R.I.P. Alex.
You see, he gets it.
Yo, Packs with Nick Mullins over Dallas. I don't know. Rodgers to the Titans. Imagine. That would be the best trio. That would be the best 4x. I think that would be the best 4, bro.
No way.
Come on, Brady, Julio, or Brady, Jesus. Rodgers.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Rodgers, Julio, AJ, and King Henry. That's a scary thought.
That would literally be one of the best teams in the AFC. If A-Rod goes to Nashville, that would literally be one of the best teams in the AFC.
Listen, Michael, Brady, legend. Don't be a hater.
Yeah, don't be disrespected. Don't be mad because your best Anthony's dad like that.
Yeah, first of all, don't be mad because your best quarterback is what?
Troy Aikman.
Troy Aikman, mid. And by the way, Troy Aikman, mid, bro, mid.
Yeah, hell, even Romo had better stats.
Yo, Troy Aikman played in today's NFL. He'd be mid.
Don't do that.
Just like Dak Prescott. He's mid, just like Dak Prescott. I'm just saying.
I wasn't gonna go that far, but I mean, hey, if you're gonna
mid.
New York City today weather hot take, bro. Oh my gosh.
No, I'm a Brady lover after next year, but Rodgers to the Titans, not Brady. Why after next year?
Just getting retired. That's why.
Nah, Brady playing another 3 years, bro. Let's be real.
With how savage Brady is, he's probably gonna be like, all right, I'm gonna play up till I get 10 rings, till I feel both hands, then I'll retire.
Nah, he's about to be like, yo,
Bill
I passed
Russell.
Jordan already, but I gotta pass my man Bill Russell because I took it personally. At
this point, that dude's living in a simulation. It's crazy.
Carr over Dak.
That's a hot one,
bro. I'm low key. I'm not mad
about
it. I'm low key not mad about it.
Yeah, I mean, they're.
Here's the thing: if Carr is fully healthy, if this were a healthy before Derek Carr broke his leg, Derek Carr was
going to win the MVP.
That was 5 years ago. We got to move past that. I was like,
he's got John Gruden as his head coach. He doesn't even like him though.
Yeah, John Gruden.
John Gruden's hated him the first day he was there.
You know what? You're once again not wrong. Well, you know what?
I would probably take Dak.
Would you?
Not by a lot. Not by a lot. They're in the same tier.
Now, here's one thing I will say: if we're talking meme worthy, Carr is definitely over Dak because you can put Derek Carr some
Derek Carr
memes
some
right
good
there.
Memes. That is factual. CJ, I don't know if you wanted an update, but it's 107-89 Philly right now. So it's looking like a Philly dub. But you know what? We'll move on once again. We're gonna finish out our preview of the NFC West. And we're starting off with those Seahawks. Pete Carroll, Russell Wilson, A little beef. They were a little upset with each other. You think it's all calmed down, CJ? You think we're all good? All
For now,
peaceful?
yeah, for now, they put a nice little Band-Aid over it. We haven't really heard anything crazy in the last few months or so. So, they upgraded that offensive line. They brought in Gabe Jackson. Super Bowl?
Hell no.
Oh, right, he's a Seahawks fan.
He's a Seahawks fan. Come
I
on.
forgot about that.
Go Hawks, baby. Shout out Russell Wilson after every interview.
Yeah, facts. Yeah, they upgraded the O-line. Got to protect Russell. They added Gerald Everett, that's from tight end position. They weren't able to get Julio. I think that would have been monumental. They were able to snag him. Wasn't able to do so. New offensive coordinator, like we're about to talk about. So we'll see how the scheme changes. Russell Wilson talked about potentially changing how they play, and I think they need to run the ball a little bit more. Those guys haven't been healthy over the last few years, but I think they need to be more balanced. They want to definitely make a playoff run, and in that division too, because we already know if Russell jumping back 40 times, that offensive line is not protecting him. He's going to continue to get hit and be one of the most sacked quarterbacks in the league. So they got to make that offense a little bit more balanced. I think right now it's calm between them. Like I said, Russell got his money either last year or 2 years ago, and I think Carroll got the extension. So right now it's looking good, man. You got to go out and they got to win some games. This is one of the toughest. This is the toughest division in the league, and they have one of the best quarterbacks in the division. So. Got to make it work. We were 12-4 last year. We'll see what happens this year, man. We'll see if that can potentially change that relationship if they don't make the playoffs.
Matt, you think they're all good in the hood?
I will say it's the dicey. It's dicey. This is kind of like, I would say it's kind of like the Rodgers and the front office situation, but like. Earlier in the stage, like when we first saw the news broke out of like Pete Carroll and Russell Wilson, that's kind of seems like what Aaron Rodgers in the front office is going through right now. Obviously now it's a lot quieter, but one thing is for certain, Seattle, like you mentioned, CJ, they better make the playoffs this year. They're one of those teams to where they have to make the playoffs this year, and you're the Seahawks. It's going to be hard to do because you look at if you're Seattle. Did you get better or did you get worse in the offseason? You kind of stayed the same. You're literally the same team as you were last year, a fraudulent 12-win team. If we're being brutally honest here, you look at the Rams got better and added Matthew Stafford. You look at the 49ers are coming back healthier. The defense looks good. And exactly, why hasn't Blitzboy been re-signed? You traded all of that draft capital to get him, yet you haven't extended him yet. What's going on there?
They also lost their corner. I don't know which Griffin brother.
Griffin. It was Shaquille.
It is Shaquille. I always mix up which one's
Jacksonville now.
But yeah, and let me tell you, their defense was already garbage. So that.
Yeah, and there's one, and if there's one thing's for certain, DK's dad is still in the division. Jalen Ramsey is still there on the Rams. If we're being brutally honest here, and you also have to look at it and say the rest of the division got better. You stayed the same. The Cardinals got better, adding J.J. Watt. I don't care that he's old and injury riddled. You still have J.J. Watt there. You know the capabilities that are there. Like I mentioned earlier, the Rams got better, adding Matthew Stafford. The Niners are coming back and fully healthy. And they may even have a future quarterback in Trey Lance just waiting. It's like a bird waiting to fly its wings. It's just waiting. All it has to do is just drop, and then it'll fly out. And then you also have to look at the rest of the NFC as well. Tampa's still the same. And you look at, I just look at Seattle and I just simply say, yeah, you let Russ cook. Well, if we're being honest here, that's like a 6-week trial. It's a 6-week trial of let Russ cook, and then he kind of fizzles out a little bit. So how long can he maintain that let Russ cook mentality? We'll have to see how that will be. Because if we're being honest here, the Seahawks are pretty much ride or die with Russell Wilson. however far Seattle goes is how far Russell Wilson goes. Last year they won 12 games. But what happened when they won those 12 games? They got their ass kicked by Jared Goff at home. How you get beat by Jared Goff with 9 fingers at home? The dude barely had a workable thumb, and you still got beat. How you let that happen? Like if you're the Seahawks, you have to go into this year saying we have to do more than just make the playoffs and be a one and done type of team. Because if we're being brutally honest here, even when they made the playoffs 2 years ago and got slammed by the Packers, they got lucky they barely beat the Eagles. They got lucky that game because Wentz got hurt, if we're being honest here. So if you're Seattle, you look at ever since you made it to back-to-back Super Bowls, what have you really accomplished? You've been a one and done team pretty much for like the last 5-6 years. And you beat the Philadelphia Eagles. Congratulations. All because Clowney put down Wentz in the first quarter. Congratulations. That's your only playoff win. Congrats. Other than that, you've just been sliding by, coasting, and doing nothing. So Seattle this year, what are you going to do? You need to make the playoffs this year. You need to at least win a playoff game. Like, at least win a playoff game decently. Not just scoring 17 points against the sorry-ass Eagles. Like, you need to go in there. You need to be a 6th seed, or hell, even win the division, and go to a team like go to Green Bay, Lambeau Field, go to Tampa, and just beat them up. Like that's what Seattle has to do. Or if not, you just exactly, it's not going to happen. So it's one of those where you got to decide what you got to do. Like, are you going to try and surround with what you have in Russ, or are we just going to say just rebuild and blow it up, give up? You know, we'll have to see what happens. But Seattle, you better make the playoffs this year, or else there will be massive changes in the city of Seattle.
Well, it's going to be interesting because I think, just going back to the original thing of if everything's good with Russ and Pete, what's everybody's favorite line in any sport? Winning is the greatest deodorant that there is. So if they win, if they're competitive, I'm sure by the end of the year it'll be, oh yeah, Pete Carroll's my boy and Russell Wilson is Jesus walking. Like that's what it is. Russ too young to blow it up. I mean, listen, if you can get back.
What you mean? Russ is like 32. What you mean Russ too young to blow it up?
Hey, for a quarterback though, Brady 42.
Yeah, Brady 44 and shit.
All right, possibly, but it depends on how bad Seattle is at the trade deadline. Like, what if Seattle is like stinking up the joint, playing like the Houston Texans at the trade deadline?
The same conversations that were had in the offseason this year will be the same conversations next year, and then there'll probably be something like a trade might go down if they don't make the playoffs. And like you said,
maybe like a trade to
the Patriots, maybe
a certain New England team. Just
I'm
no.
I'm not even thinking that far, bro. Because Bill couldn't even get
Julio, bro.
Yeah, so.
At least 5 more good seasons. Yeah, I agree with you. I really do think Russ got some time left in because he's a core. See, here's the difference. This is why I like him, and Lamar annoys me. He's a passing quarterback who can run. Lamar is a running quarterback who passes occasionally. I'm just saying. So I think that's why Russ's game will, be able to withstand time, as they would say. But winning is the great deodorant there. So if they win, everything will be fine and dandy over in Seattle. If they lose, you're going to hear, I want this person gone. Why is Pete Carroll still there? Does Russ want to leave? Like, that's what's going to happen. It happens with every team that ends up losing. I mean, you think if the Packers had won a Super Bowl in the last 2 years that any of this happens with Rodgers? No.
Hell no.
You think if honestly, I think if the Patriots won the Super Bowl that year, Brady wouldn't have left. The year that they got bounced by the Titans in that wild card game. I don't think he leaves.
That team was not going to no Super Bowl, man.
No, but I mean, in a hypothetical world, of course.
Yeah.
Because let me tell you, Michael. Well, I mean, come on, obviously,
Yeah, there's no.
this is obvious for me. I mean,
Yeah, like
if you get
like
some
Anthony
other
mentioned,
people,
Lamar's already reached his ceiling. He's already finished.
Listen, Lamar's peaked already. We've already established this. CJ don't like that.
I just gotta wait. I just gotta see more, bro. I gotta see more, bro.
Hey, all I gotta say is you won't say.
What'd you say?
Oh, I was going to say. I'm sorry to interrupt. I was going to say you won't be saying that if Mac Jones plays this good. Mac 10 season.
Hey, listen.
I won't be saying what.
No, just no. I'm talking like for Anthony's sake. Like if anybody's reached their peak, like if Mac Jones be playing this solid, he'll just be saying he's going to the moon.
Oh well, yeah. I mean, we'll see how that plays out.
Lamar Jackson. Listen, his peak was on MVP, so it's not like I'm hating on the guy.
You don't think he'll get a Super Bowl?
No.
I mean, that's tough.
Not even one?
Man,
No.
24, bro.
I mean, we're a dysfunctional front office, and Rodgers managed to still get one.
Bro, they get baby bodied by the Chiefs every single time. Remember those baby bottle pops, bro? That's what Mahomes gives him before every single game that they play.
Yeah, I mean, I don't
Well,
think.
who's not to say this could be like Brady Manning? Maybe it takes like remember it took Manning a couple years to overtake Brady. Maybe that'll be the same thing with Lamar. Maybe it'll take him a couple years. Maybe by the time he's year 6, year 7,
Listen,
he'll finally get over the
I
hump.
don't think we'll see a Brady Manning. It'll just be Mahomes versus whoever.
Listen, you know what? And maybe one day,
it's a lot of young talent at QB now. It's
yes,
really
you
different.
know, you're not wrong.
Especially Mac Jones, bro.
I mean, at the end of the day, we'll see what happens with him. But I feel like Lamar again. We talk about this a lot. Like I said, he doesn't have the weapons. And yeah, you're right. He is a running. He is more of a runner than a pocket passer, but he can make plays in the pocket. You know, I know you saw that. I know you saw that clip, like that clip that they put up of him throwing to Sammy Watkins. And, like the ball came out crazy.
Lamar's not getting one. He is in the Mahomes, Allen, Burrow, Lawrence, and a bunch of other young QBs. Yo, listen.
I mean,
This man, HG over here, spitting right now. Facts on facts only.
Yeah,
Well, you know what?
It's pretty fire.
We've talked a lot of Seahawks, and you know we got some other Seahawk points here. You know, like what do we expect from the play caller? What do we expect from your defense? But you know, here's the thing. I think we already kind of covered that because I think we all agree. Defense
Let him cook.
Be ass. And you know what? With the new play caller, like Matt said, let Russ cook. So with that being said, CJ, if it's okay with you, let's get into the schedule preview, baby.
Ooh. Oh man, Anthony, you should have said let's cook up the schedule.
Well, you know what? We can do that too. Let me zoom this in real quick so we can make sure that we see everything nice and good. Listen, do we want now? Here's the real question: do we want to play the infamous win-loss win game, or
see, the thing when we do that is we forget the who they're gonna lose to and win to when we come up across the team that we go.
He says 17 and or listen, you know what? I like the heart, bro, because like CJ said before, we bias as hell. Fan is short for fanatic.
Of course,
CJ said it earlier, so you damn well believe you should go 17 and 0. I respect you for that. I do. So you know what? All right, let's do this then. Let's just think. Just give me the total wins you think the Seahawks get. Total wins. I got to go through the schedule first. I haven't looked at it yet, so it's going to take me a second. If you get it first, feel free to talk.
I'm saying 10-7, at the least 9-8.
Jesus.
Less than that, then we have.
I got mine. I got mine.
I think I got 12.
Same. I got.
Actually, I think I have 13.
Okay, so look, y'all got 12 and 13, right? But then last week y'all were like this, like the Rams and the Niners had 13 and 14. You can't have it.
Listen, I think the division's going to be great.
Hey,
It's impossible, bro. It's impossible for 3-4 teams to have 14 wins in the
hey,
season.
the NFC West is going to pretty much be in the playoff picture, CJ.
So you got all 4 teams in the playoffs?
I think the Cardinals.
Maybe.
I mean, yeah. So wow.
I think the Cardinals miss it. That's the only team that misses, though.
Yeah. That literally be the only one, and it would just be like a hair, like the Dolphins last year.
See, you got Niners, Rams twice, Washington, and Indy. All right, so let me go through it again. I got a loss to the Niners, at least one. At least. Honestly, I think it could be 2, but I'll go 1. I agree. I got both losses at with the Rams. I think I got a loss against the Cardinals at least once. I also had the loss with Indy. I tossed in the air the Titans, but I gave them the win.
Here are the losses that I have. I agree with you on almost all of them. I got them losing to the Rams twice. Of course, CJ. They get their ass kicked by the Packers. Russell stinks at Lambeau Field. Man's never won at Lambeau in his life.
See, I had them winning. I had them winning at Lambeau.
They're not going to win at Lambeau, Anthony. It's November season. It's Rodgers time, baby. It's going to be week 10.
On the team.
Oh, he will be. Week 1, guaranteed, he'll be there. He'll be there. And I don't care. I don't care if it's Blake Bortles or Jordan Love. Still going to win because Russell stinks at Lambeau.
It's confident.
Hey, I'm confident, man. And there's always those surprising losses.
No, that's true.
CJ, so what do you have as losses?
He might have Green Bay as well.
Colts is a tough game. That's a tough game. It's in Indianapolis.
Ooh, it's in Indy. You're right. All right, I'll give him a loss on that one.
Like I said, I mean, in this division, Rams, San Fran, those are either going to be 1-1 or I don't see sweeps between those 2 teams. So I think
really you don't see a sweep for the Rams.
They could sweep them.
Especially with Stafford too. You got to think this ain't no Jared Goff, John Wolford at quarterback. This is Matthew freaking Stafford.
No, that's a fact. That's a fact. I'm gonna say San Fran.
Agree.
Green Bay.
Yeah. There we go, CJ.
Rams. I'm gonna say the Cardinals once.
Yep.
See what else we got here.
You know what? One that I didn't even think about that I'm second guessing a little bit. The Bears. I could see a Bears loss.
Bears day after Christmas.
Well, and it could be who's the QB. It could be possibly Justin Fields there.
Justin Fields will be the QB.
Oh yeah,
by December.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, especially because the Bears are going to stink up the joint and miss the playoffs by then. So let's just go in Fields.
This ain't the Packers we're talking about. Calm down.
Steelers, you just don't know.
I got them smacking the Steelers because then again, I think the Steelers are going to be bad this year.
Then you got Washington, that front 7.
That's a great point.
So here's
the biggest sleeper team that I'll throw in there. This may, like Colin Cowherd says, this may be a hot one. The New Orleans Saints.
No.
It could be a hot one. It'll be middle of season, October. Maybe the Saints, maybe Jameis Winston knows the offense with Michael Thomas. Maybe the defense gets in there and maybe they shock them. That's why I have it as a shocker, Connie. I don't have them lose to the Saints actually, but if we're looking at possible surprises, the Saints could be one of the biggest surprises of all.
I got no faith in Jameis Winston. Can't do it.
Did you just say Jameis Winston?
Absolutely. He doesn't deserve Jameis Winston. He's
Damn, I thought you were going to say crab legs.
No, he's Jameis Winston.
So he's not eating W's. He's eating L's.
In fact, he's choking on L's.
Sheesh.
He's choking on interceptions too. Let me tell you.
But here's the thing, though. He got LASIK surgery, though. It's different now.
If I got to hear this shit one more time. LASIK don't matter.
I'm surprised.
You got no brain activity apparently.
I'm surprised Jameis's homeboy Caleb hasn't thrown in that LASIK.
Listen, Caleb will throw in anything when it comes to Jameis. So you know what? Listen, what we range from 10
I'm
to
saying
13.
10 to 7, man.
We range from 10 to 13.
Yeah, here's the thing, CJ. I could see 10 wins as well. I could see that. But I just don't know. I just simply think Seattle is going into this year saying we have to do good this year or else somebody's going to go. It's either going to be Pete or it's going to be Russ. Somebody's going to go after the season if Seattle underperforms. Somebody.
Use no shot.
Right, you're saying the defense is not good. So y'all going this? There's no way they're winning 13 games with a below average.
But here's the thing though. They got Russ still. They still got Russ.
Yeah,
The
Russ
defense may be utter ass, but they still got Russ up there. And you got to think they won 12 games last year, and they're pretty much bringing back mostly the same team.
With the tight end now?
Exactly with the tight end. I believe it's Gerald Everett.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got Gerald Everett, maybe, but I will say 10 to 12 win range. I feel is right with Seattle.
Without a top 10, yeah, exactly, right, exactly. Without a top 10 defense or a defense, I mean, we don't even know. I mean, they got some talent over there, but they don't have the continuity. We just don't know yet. So just going off for last year, how consistent it was. I'm saying 10 and 7, at the least 9 and 8, because again, the division is extremely tough. And yeah, Russell's great, but also have to take a next step. You know, you're talking about his pops. I mean, DK got to show out too. Got to show out. I mean, he has to have. I mean, he's had his first 2 years are really good, but now it's time to take it to another level.
He needs to stand up to his father and no longer take his beatings anymore.
Best case, we only lose Rams, Niners, and Indy. Worst case, we lose Indy, Rams twice, Niners, Tennessee, Washington, and Minnesota.
Why is everybody sleeping on the Packers, bro?
Because you guys don't even have a quarterback.
It's at Lambeau Field in November.
You guys don't have a quarterback, bro.
It's week 10. The offense will be clicking by week 10. I don't care if we have Aaron Rodgers or it's a new quarterback. You mean to tell me by week 10 our offense won't be clicking?
You want to know what this is? You're in the denial stage, and I went through this when Brady left too.
Oh no! We knew Brady was going to leave when he threw that interception against Tennessee.
Listen, we didn't know.
Yes, you did. What you talking about? You lost in the wild card round.
Listen, 6 Super Bowls later, we can do whatever the hell we want. I don't want to hear nothing from you, Mr. One Hit Wonder.
Okay.
All I'm saying is you're in the denial stage right now, and it's okay. It's okay.
We still have our offense still has a top 5 receiver. We still have a top 10 running back, and a damn near top 10 tight end on the offensive side, and we have a top 10 offensive line. Yeah, and we got a respectable coach who's had 26 wins in the last 2 years.
Yeah, with Aaron Rodgers. That's like saying Steve Kerr is a god because he won with KD and Steph.
But he still won the games just because you have the players.
Bro, I could have coached the team.
You would probably coach the team to 50 wins.
Bro,
maybe make the second round of conference final.
I could have coached the KD Warriors to a title if I slept through the games. Yeah. And that's on God. I'm just saying.
We'll see.
You know what? Now CJ made me feel stupid for saying 13 wins. You know what, CJ? Why don't you take over the Arizona part of things? Why don't you take over? It's all you, bro.
Let's transition to the Cardinals. A team made some pretty big offseason moves. Matt talked about it earlier, bringing in J.J. Watt, pairing them up with Chandler Jones. They got a young stud in Isaiah Simmons that they drafted last year out of Clemson.
Extended Budda Baker, too.
Extended Budda Baker, one of the top safeties in the league, all-pro. What's your thoughts, Matt? What's your thoughts on the Cardinals? Kyler Murray, is he an MVP candidate? He's going to have to play like that in order for them to reach the playoffs this season.
Yeah, he definitely is an MVP candidate. But one thing is for certain, there's one person to keep an eye on Arizona. It's the head coach Cliff Kingsbury. Cliff Kingsbury is what, in my opinion, is holding the Cardinals back from being a real contender here in this NFC. Because we look at last year, the Arizona Cardinals, they were 5-2 first in the division, looked like they were going to make the playoffs. But what happens? They crumbled. They crumbled like a cookie, and they finished 8-8 at 500 and just missed the playoffs. That can't happen if you're the Arizona Cardinals. And if you look at the Arizona Cardinals, they have a good chance to go far this year, but they're in a tough division. It just sucks for the Cardinals that they're in the best division in football. Because in my opinion, if you were to put the Cardinals in almost any other division, possibly the NFC least, they would come out of that division 100%. But I mean, you just look at the Cardinals. It's a tough road for them to make the playoffs. But could they make the playoffs? You can absolutely make the case and say they can. All right, if J.J. Watt can stay healthy as well as Chandler Jones, and if Kyler Murray continues his progression, keeps on getting better and better, they definitely are going to be a team that will be a playoff team. They will have the chance to be a playoff team. But it's going to be tough. The NFC as a whole is tough. This division is tough. And it's all going to be how well Cliff Kingsbury does as a head coach.
I mean, I think this is the best division of all time. I really do. I mean, I can't think of one.
It would be if all four get in the playoffs.
Maybe the AFC West, possibly.
Nah, what you mean?
Well, no,
right
my
now?
bad. I'm sorry. AFC North.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
North.
Those are the top two. Right?
Well, but even then, I don't think the Steelers are going to be very good this year. So
Well, but you saw Mike Tomlin as a head coach. The man's never finished below 500 in his career.
well, you know, there's a first time for everything. I'm just saying.
That is true.
But it's hard for me. It's hard for me because I like the Cardinals. I like what they did in the offseason. I've said that. But Kyler Murray is an MVP candidate. He might have the numbers for it, but the problem is to be an MVP, you have to win. And I just said in the previous segment that I think that the Cardinals are the only team from that division that missed the playoffs. So with that being said, I don't really think you can be an MVP. Now, is he going to put up crazy numbers? Absolutely. I mean, you got DeAndre Hopkins. And see, that's my other thing too. Bro, they brought in A.J. Green. Congratulations. He'll be hurt by week 3. I'm sorry, but that's just what happens to him.
Nah, Connie, you got to go harder. Training camp.
I mean, hey,
practice.
probably pulls a hamstring. He comes back week 1, 2, pulls it in like the third quarter of game 3, out by week 4. Like, that's what happens.
And it's tough because he used to be such a good receiver in
No, he was an
Cincinnati.
animal. That man was an absolute beast.
Him and Red Rifle.
I mean, exactly. Playoff bound. And then you go over to the defense. I mean, we've said that that's a problem for a very long time now. Yes, they got J.J. Watt. This is not Texans J.J. Watt, though. I'll tell you that. This ain't defensive. This isn't defensive player of the year J.J. Watt. And I'm saying, you know, I like I said, I liked the move when they originally did it, but I mean, you put him next to Chandler Jones, but apparently Chandler Jones is a little unhappy right now as well. So we'll see how that situation pans out. There's just a lot of ifs around the Cardinals that kind of scare me. And I think in a division like that, it's just tough for them. They are another team that has a bad O-line. And, I mean, Kyler can move around. Obviously, we all know that. But, I mean, if you get hit, you're getting hit. And he's going to get hit a lot probably. And he's a smaller quarterback, as we all know, once again. So you put that on top of not having a great defense. You know, Matt thinks the coach is holding them back and things like that. So,
yeah, what's your thoughts on that?
I don't have a problem with Cliff. I mean, I can't remember is he the one that's pretty good against McVay?
He's the one who was below 500 at Texas Tech, got
Well, that
fired.
I know. His alma mater, actually. It's crazier. No, I think it's Shanahan that's very good against McVay. That's who it is.
Yeah,
but
Shanahan was.
I like Cliff. I think that he's all right. I didn't really know too much about him, obviously, before coming to the NFL. I've said it many times. I'm not a college guy. So, him coming over from college, I knew nothing about him. But, he's had some pretty good success here in the NFL. Is it all that he's wanted. Obviously not, because he hasn't been to a Super Bowl yet, or I don't even think they made the playoffs with him yet, but
Nope.
they've kind of made steps. And if this division wasn't so good, they would probably be just a lot better. They would be one of the better teams because, I mean, you have 4 teams that we all think can compete for the playoffs. Like we're arguing with each other, or at least me and CJ. You know, CJ calling me stupid out here, basically. No, I'm kidding. But, you know, we're out here saying, like, how is this team going to have 12 and then this one's going to have 13? Like, that's how hard this division is. Like, that's what it is. There's probably going to be 3, you know, double-digit win teams, and maybe the Cardinals at, like, 9.
Yep.
So it's just an absolute cluster of talent and good and good teams. So it remains up in the air. I like the Cardinals team a little bit. You know, obviously Kyler and DeAndre Hopkins, beautiful. If AJ Green somehow stays healthy, unbelievable. Because then you
past 8 weeks.
Yeah, listen. Because then you have who's their other wide receiver?
You got Kirk.
Yeah.
Yes, Christian Kirk. Yeah, I'm a big fan of Christian Kirk. So you got him now being, you know, a 3, or maybe AJ Green is that 3, and Kirk can be the 2, and then, you know, I think that would be even better. If JJ Watt can,
Fitz too.
Fitz isn't on the team
possibly.
yet.
Oh,
They haven't re-signed Fitz. I think Fitz is still deciding if he wants to play again.
I hope he does.
I hope he does too.
Just to try to send him off on a playoff appearance, because we know he's not going to get a ring. But at least send him off with the playoff appearance.
Yeah, just sign him to like a
just bring him to Tampa.
$1 deal, and then trade him to the Bucks in like week 17 somehow, and let him get his ring, just as a retirement party. But you know, that's all I got. He said.
So it's, for Kingsbury, I don't know if he's on the hot seat this year, but next year for sure. They may not even keep him that long. We'll see how the season plays out. They went 6-10 the first year. Last year they went 8-8. So I mean, you got like 2 more wins. I mean, that should at least get you in advance for the playoffs, and you know, that'll definitely be able to keep his job if that happens. MVP candidate for Kyler, you're gonna have to play like that. You know, he had some flashes earlier in the year. He was definitely one of the candidates. It was him, Josh Allen, Russell Wilson. It was definitely really good competition for that crown early in the season. Then I think he got hurt with the shoulder, and then it took a step back a little bit. So he's gonna have to play at a high level, running the football as well. You know, they gotta work. I feel like they have to run the ball a little bit more. Look at all 3 of those teams. Look at the other 3 teams in the division. Seattle, if those guys are healthy, they're willing to run the ball. So they're gonna have to run that rock, control the clock, not put too much on Kyler, and then Kyler can also use his legs and get yards after the catch and break the defense down too. So they have to be a little bit more balanced. The defense, they have the talent. They lost Patrick Peterson. That was a big time loss. Who's going to be that shutdown corner over there? That's a big question that I'm looking to see who's going to step up to the challenge over there on that side of the football. Chandler Jones, J.J. Watt, it looks really good on paper. I feel like if those guys are healthy, they should be able to get you 10 sacks each. And yeah, they're a talented team. They have some talent, but it's gonna come down to Kyler. He's gonna have to be able to have an outstanding season. They have the weapons. They love to throw the football a lot. If they're just a little bit more balanced, I think that can help them win some more games. They could potentially get to 10. I know we're about to go over the schedule preview right now, so I'll give my predictions on whether or not they make the playoffs, or whether or not they make the playoffs.
Bam! You ask and you shall receive.
It's clutch.
The regular season schedule right here. So, like I think what we said before, just the win total.
Yeah, I'm looking at. I see 8 and 9. You know, maybe 9 and 8, something like that. I really think the Seahawks and the Cardinals would be competing in the hunt for whether or not who potentially get in that wild card spot. I think it'll probably come down to a 9-win game. I mean, a 9-win team or an 8-win team, because the NFC is very competitive. So
Jesus, I got
Titans.
7.
I mean, it's very, very possible. I mean, Green Bay. We'll see what Carolina's looking like. They've got some new pieces. The Rams, obviously, the teams in the division. Those are going to be tough. They're going to have to win. They're going to have to at least split those games. They got to at least go 3-3. And then the Browns. That's a tough one. That's an away game as well. They're going all the way to the East Coast to play Cleveland. Dallas, I mean, they smacked Dallas last year, but that was without Dak on Monday Night Football. Tough. Green Bay, going to be a tough game.
Tennessee, Rams twice, Niners, Browns, Seattle twice, and Indy.
Okay.
I think they beat the Jags. Oh, wait, no, CJ, you go ahead. My bad.
Nah, yeah. Yeah, go ahead.
I think they beat the Jags. I think they beat the Texans, the Panthers, the Bears, Lions, Cowboys. I like.
So no division games?
Bro.
Oh, that's.
I think if anything, you know what's funny? San Francisco actually has a lot of trouble with the Cardinals, so I can see them splitting San Francisco, and then I think they could split Seattle as well. But I think the Rams are going to be juggernauts. And I agree with this as well. I mean, I hadn't seen the Cardinal schedule before this. This is a bitch of a schedule. Like, this is not easy. You got the Titans to start. I don't think the Vikings are a pushover. I think the Jags are a pushover. But then you got the Rams, Niners, Browns.
Yeah, that's tough right there. Those three.
I mean, the first 6 weeks, you have one guaranteed win, in my opinion.
That's the Jaguars.
Yeah. And then the Texans guaranteed win, probably. Packers, maybe. San Francisco is another maybe. I think they beat the Panthers, and then the Seahawks. But that stretch right there, still, that's a bitch. And then the Bears, their defense is nice. Rams, I think, is a loss. Lions, I think, are terrible. Indy got a nice defense. Dallas, they got offensive firepower, and the Cardinals obviously not known for too much defense. And then Seattle again, there's not a single stretch in this schedule, not even a 2 or 3 game stretch where you're like, oh, this is where they can really coast. This is a bitch.
Yeah, this is tough.
Yeah, it definitely is. One thing that I kind of looked at when I looked at the schedule, I at first had 11 wins before Tennessee got Julio. Once they got Julio, that's an L. So I got them at 10 wins. I look at this schedule and the losses that I see from the schedule, I see them losing to Tennessee, and I see them hitting a three game skid. I had a 3-game skid when they would lose to the Rams, Niners, Browns. Those 3 weeks are going to be tough. And then you got the Texans. That's probably the biggest guaranteed W of all time. But here's one thing I will say with my Green Bay Packers on Thursday Night Football, it's all on who's a quarterback. Because I'll tell you right now, if Green Bay has Jordan Love or Blake Bortles as their starting quarterback, Arizona's going to get the dub. It's that simple. Arizona would be the better team. But if Raj is still there, we already know that's going to be a beatdown in the desert.
That's going to be
that's a fact. But then, but there's one thing that kind of catches my eye is kind of near the end, those final 4 games. Because what I honestly think Arizona is going to be one of those teams where they're 6-7, dead in the water near the season, and somehow, some way, they're just going to look at the game against the Lions and they're just going to pull a miracle out of their ass. They're going to be like, all right, let's get a dub here against the Lions, go against the home team against the Indianapolis Colts. And then they get the dub against the Colts. And then what's the thing about the Cowboys? What can go wrong will go wrong.
And
Come on now.
Dak can't beat teams over 500.
Come on now. What can go wrong will go wrong for the Cowboys. It's the same song and dance that's happened to them for the last 25, going on to probably 27 years. The Cowboys are going to melt down, and it'll start in Week 17 when they get shellacked, embarrassed like they did last Monday night. I don't care. You got Dak Prescott. The defense is still ass. I mean, hell, the defense is so ass. You could put all three of us there, or we might make the starters on the defense. That's how bad their defense is.
Listen, I was an animal back in the day. I'm just saying.
He's like, well, that's because you're Anthony Conover. You're a menace to society, if we're being honest here.
I mean, hey, listen.
I mean, come on now. And then you also have to think Week 18 at home against the Seahawks in a possible win and you're in scenario. You best believe the Cardinals would bring their A game. And you already look at the Seahawks. They could very well look at that and say, you know what? We've already got our playoff spot. We already got, a 6th or a 7th seed. We're good. We're good. Let's just rest this week and get prepared for wild card weekend. And then that could see that. Oh, I don't know, HG.
Yeah, listen, HG.
Jameis got that LASIK eye surgery. You got Taysom Hill there.
Jesus Christ.
I don't know, man. I mean, hey, you got a chance.
Listen, if Jameis all of a sudden becomes great, I'm getting my big ass into LASIK eye surgery too, because you want to talk about making people great. Jesus.
Yeah.
But yeah, I honestly just look at this Cardinals team, and I just think they're going to be a team that's either just slips in the playoffs or just misses the playoffs. There's no in between. They're not a guaranteed lock for the playoffs like we look at the 49ers or look at the Bucks or just look at Tennessee. They're not a guaranteed lock for the postseason like those teams. They're one of those teams that they're like a bubble team. It's like a March Madness, like the first four in, they're like that first four bracket where they could get in, but they could very well get out. So that's why, depending on how good Cliff Kingsbury does, if Cliff Kingsbury continues to progress well as a head coach, they'll make the playoffs. But if Cliff Kingsbury wets the bed again like he did last year, somebody's gonna go.
Yeah, they had the opportunity to win last year, and they lost. They lost a weird game to the Niners, and that hurt their chances of potentially getting in the playoffs. So they got to stay consistent throughout.
Is that all we got for the schedule preview? We're all good?
All good, yeah.
All right. CJ, we got anything else, brother boss?
I'll just say my breakout players. I got Isaiah Simmons on defense, and we already talked about this offense. I got Christian Kirk.
Okay. I like that one. I like that.
Yo,
Christian Kirk, low key. You get him in like the 18th round of your fantasy, it wins you the league. He's one of those. Just saying. CJ, I agree with you on both picks, by the way.
Yeah, I will say those are pretty top dollar for picks there. But here, I know this may be interesting for a breakout player, but I might go as far as to say maybe even Kyler Murray, because we've kind of seen when a player hits like year 2, year 3, that's when they start to break out. I mean, look at Josh Allen. Josh Allen hit year 3. They finally got him a weapon in Stephon Diggs, and what happens? He basically, what was the third place MVP votes?
You mean the JVP?
Third, fourth place.
JVP.
Yeah, what was that? Is that like Josh MVP? Or?
Absolutely, JVP, baby.
Why didn't you ride with that last year? You would have had a better chance than Wentz for MVP if you would have said JVP.
Well, listen, I wasn't expecting Josh Allen to become Jesus overnight, but Pennsylvania disappointed me a little bit. Okay, what can I say?
Yeah, he definitely did. But hey, once Annapolis will bounce back.
Exactly. Once Annapolis is a different breed, bro.
Once Annapolis, Indiana.
Exactly. You know what?
There we
go.
There
Maybe
we
the
go.
Wolves. Maybe the Wolves.
No, that's pushing the limit there. The Wolves, nah, that ain't it. I won't buy that. I will say once Annapolis, Indiana, you could definitely make a case for that, but not Wolves.
Indiana, baby. Oh, that's a good one. That is a good one.
Indiana is definitely good, but I just think as if Kyler Murray could very well be a breakout player, it very well could be Christian Kirk as well, just because you look at he might be depending on where Fitzgerald is, whether they bring him back or not. He could very well be that solid number 2, number 3 wide receiver, so he could very well break out there. Now, on the defensive side of things, I think you make a great case for Isaiah Simmons to possibly break out there on that defense, but I honestly think it's going to be Budda Baker, because if you look at it, the man recently got his extension, but how many times have we seen players get their big extension, big money, and their performance dips? We've seen it countless times, and whether it's in the NFL and Major League Baseball, as Anthony knows all well with Backstop Banner, how are you going to play when you get the dough, when you get the dollar? That's how you're going to be, Budda Baker. You got the bread now, you got the dough. Now play like it, because it's one thing's for certain. We don't want it to be like you being chased down by DK Metcalf, where your playing career is great, and you get your contract, and then the bad play is just coming at you, and then it takes you down, and then your performance dips. We don't want that. We want to keep your performance good because you get paid good. So hopefully Budda Baker continues his stride, continues to develop, continues to be one of the best defenders in the NFL, and let's hope he keeps it that way. So I got Budda Baker just for the simple fact of you got your money, now perform like it.
Bring me my money. You know what, HG? You got a great question, though. Does Mahomes perform as good if he starts year 1 and does not get mentored by Smith? I said no. Now listen, I think that mentoring, QBs and everything like that, very valuable for sure. But when it comes to the Chiefs, I don't know how important it really is, bro.
Here's one
you
thing I
got
will
one of the
say.
best receivers in the league. You got probably my opinion, second best tight end, because I'll take Kittle in the league. Like, if he was bad, we got other problems in life. Like, that just means he's not good, because I think you could put 90% of quarterbacks there, they would have been like, oh, I can work with this.
Here's one thing I will say about Patrick Mahomes. If he didn't have to sit for a year, I don't think the Chiefs would make it to the AFC Championship game, just like they did his first year starting. Because you have to think, the Chiefs, they were the Chiefs. They were choke artists at Arrowhead. So you got to think that spell would still play into effect. I don't care that you had Mahomes year 1. The spell was going to still be there. So I think if Mahomes starts year 1, I would still think he would still be great. But I don't think it'll be one of those to where 50 touchdowns year 2. I mean, possibly. Like, I don't think his first year as a starter he would have had 50 touchdowns like he did. I think it'll be kind of I think he would have one of those seasons like he kind of had last year, kind of under the radar. Not really a lot of people expected it. The Chiefs would still be a playoff team, but they probably would lose in the first round like the Chiefs used to do. Maybe they win a playoff game, but then in the end, they would just simply fold in the divisional round to probably, at that time, the Patriots.
CJ, what you think?
That's a good question. That's a good question.
That's a good question.
I think it would have been the same, bro. I mean, honestly, look at what they were saying in practices. You
think in 2017 with Saxonville, with Brady still there, that they still would have been one of the top dogs in the AFC? And keep in mind, AB being the best receiver in the NFL, with the Steelers, with Lev Bell still being the best back.
Yeah, I'm not saying they would have been like top 3 like they are now, but I kind of agree with a little bit of what you said. It would have been some growing pains, but I mean, year 1, year 2, you still don't know. But he probably did learn a lot, sitting on the sideline. That definitely helped. But at the end of the day, you got to go out there and play. And for his first year starting, he came out through 50 touchdowns. That shows me, like, if he had played in his first year, he would have won Rookie of the Year.
Oh yeah.
So what happened?
No, I was just saying no brainer.
Oh yeah, exactly. Yeah, he would have won Rookie of the Year, and I mean, who knows? I mean, he was talented. I think it would have took a little bit. He would have learned a lot. And it's not like he's one of these quarterbacks that throws the ball. He throws the ball a lot, but he doesn't turn the ball over. That's really what makes him special. So, rookie year, second year, there would have been some growing pains. Yeah, obviously it's your first year in the league, but what he did in that second year, it just goes to show he probably still would have been dominant.
You know what? Great question and a great conversation. But CJ, you got anything else?
That's it for me.
We're all good. We're all good. That wraps up yet another edition of the Hard Count. We gotta thank our boy Matt for joining us out of the blue. Always love things like that. But you know what? Before we go, of course, gotta thank the sponsors one last time. So, if you're into the betting world, mybookie.ag US 100 doubles your first deposit. We got plenty of bets going on. Baseball, basketball, hockey. There's UFC fight this weekend. Like, listen, check it out. Damn, that hour and a half went quick. Listen, you know what they say. When you're having time flies when you're having fun there, baby. So tell your friends. Tell your friends to pull up. You know what I mean? So mybookie.ag US 100 doubles your first deposit. RxHemp-USN will save you 10% on your entire order. They got the Pain Relief CBD creams. Let me tell you something. After a nice little round of golf, I probably could have used it. I could also use golf lessons, but we're not going to get into that as well.
Especially when you did better than average too.
Listen, one shot under the average. Call me Phil, bro. Call me Phil. Then we got the Teespring shop, teespring.com/store/unwrapped. Go check it out. We funnel all of our merch through there. So, if you want to support this show or support the network, go buy some merch for the people, okay? And then last is the Patreon. $1, you let us know you like what we do. $5, you get access to Discord chat where, we're giving you free money. Easy. Casually. Just saying.
Straight cash, homie.
Shout out Randy Moss, bro. You entered into an Amazon gift card giveaway to get 10% off that store I just told you about. And then finally is the $10 tier where you get everything I said, except the 10% discount. It's a 20% discount now. And you get entered into a signed memorabilia giveaway each month. This month is a signed Ravens Mark Ingram III jersey. So make sure you go and check it out. Exactly. Big trust. Woo woo. But with that being said, Matt, what you got for everybody before we go?
Yeah, I just want to say pleasure being a guest. It was a surprise out of nowhere, but hey, sometimes you got to surprise the people a little bit.
Exactly.
Twitter handle down below at Matt_Skura. Check out my Instagram at Matt_Skura20. And check out sports podcast, me and my great friend Kale Conant. We have a sports podcast called MCS Real Sports Podcast. We talk all things NBA, NFL related. We're available everywhere. I have a link tree in my Instagram bio that has all the locations of my podcast, available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, you name it. It's available everywhere. Give our episodes a listen, and then give us some 5-star ratings. Tell us what you like about it. And also, it was a pleasure talking football, and I think we all learned one thing. Be like A.J. Brown, because if you're very good at persuasion, you could get the things that you want.
It's a fact. Yeah, man. Great social media marketing.
Yo, CJ, this is a question for you too, though. You're talking NBA next time. Now, not on this show. This is our NFL show. But hey, CJ, I know you got a little NBA thing going on, right?
Yeah, man. HG, you can pull up to the Garda podcast streaming. I'm going to start streaming actually with these games. Definitely want to get you guys on. HG, you can pull up anytime. Tune in. Thank you for joining the stream for sure. You're always dropping comments. Follow me on Twitter at CJamesSports, Instagram, Garda Podcast, on all platforms. And yeah, that's it. Oh, and also Twitch, CJ versus the World, 2K, Madden. Hit me up for trying to run PS5, Xbox S, a Series X. We're doing big things, man.
You dig? As for me, 7 Eastern Generation Sports HG. That's where you can find me talking NBA with my boy Josh. We've had both of these fine gentlemen on before. We'll have them on again. So HG, if you want to see some NBA, I got you, bro. You know what, HG? You have a good one there, brother. So Monday, 7 Eastern, that's Generational Sports. Tuesday, obviously, me and CJ do everything in the NFL world over here, 9 Eastern. And then Thursday, 10 o'clock Eastern, me and Michael do everything in the baseball world. Obviously, there's a lot going on in that space as well. Anthony Conover _ over there on Twitter, Gen Z Sports for the pod. And then my Twitch is Anthony _ Conover, where I put all the pods at. So make sure you go and check everybody out. Check everything out that we do. But until next week, we will see you guys later.